when my parents got the diagnosis, there was a doctor that said, hey, you're gonna grieve for a little bit over the loss of a little child, but then, you really are just gonna have to pick up the pieces and play the hand you've been dealt. And I vividly remember when I was in grade 3 or 4, I guess it was bad enough where I told my mom that I just wish I were dead. And I think there's a moment where my mom, in a very animated moment, said, well, you're not dead. And if you think we're going to just give up on life because, you're having a hard time, you're wrong. We're going to keep moving forward.
We were actually at a trade show for Keen, and we were there to sell products and connect with people and to expand into our market. And we found that if you talk to kids, then their parents had to come talk to you. I remember asking all these able-bodied kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they all had an answer: police officer, firefighter, astronaut. Whereas we started asking some kids that had some sort of visible disability, something that we could see. What do you want to be when you grow up? And a lot of those kids didn't have an answer. A lot of them had this deer in the headlights type look, and they look at their parents like they were wondering what the answer is to that question. Or it just became very apparent that no one had asked them that question. And Vale on the spot declared, that's handicraft. That's something that we need to solve. And Scott stepped up and he said, this is not something to be birthed within Keen. This is something that needs to be its own organization. And I'm going to invest $5,000 of my own money, and I'm going to do this full time. I want to see this happen. I want to see us create an organization where people will ask that question. And that's how INCIGHT was born.
It could have been really, really easy for Scott to just say, this is my lot in life, this is the course, this is the way it's going to go. But he didn't. He grew up in an environment with a family and with peers who said what greatness can be accomplished in life. And he decided, I'm gonna go after that greatness. He decided, I wanna hitch my wagon to some significant thing that's gonna try and create change in the world. And he did. And that thing became INCIGHT. And he was the first donor to throw cash at the project. He's been a permanent fixture. He's written dozens and dozens of grants. He sat down with hundreds and hundreds of donors. He's talked to dozens and dozens of sponsors. He's worked with hundreds of clients. I mean, just the list of what Scott has put himself out there for is absolutely astounding.
So for me, it's important for people to reach their potential and to succeed and be able to really be engaged in society. I think there's enough individuals that are just not fully reaching or tapping what gifts and capabilities they have. Just that there's a lot of people not realizing they can do more. They can go to college, they can get an education, they can get a job. For me, seeing INCIGHT be able to get more individuals with the tools they need, the services, important to me. Walking alongside individuals and not just saying, here's how you do it, but the practical steps to make that happen. So that's what I would want someone to take away from the video and just kind of have that feeling like, wow, that's really neat. Or that individual's doing a lot of neat things and I want to be more like that.
And here he is now, almost 2 decades later, and he's not slowing down a single inch. Scott is the epitome of unlocking the potential of people with disabilities. Like Scott is the mission of INCIGHT.
Scott is the heartbeat of INCIGHT. Scott is the keeper of the purpose of INCIGHT. Scott keeps the culture, he keeps the accountability. He's the breath of INCIGHT. I'm incredibly proud of Scott. I can't believe not only everything that he's accomplished, but his growth as an individual and who he is as a person, that he has not only heard the calling on his life, but that he's stepped into it, and that he's continued to be held accountable to it.
Love to see INCIGHT be more than just a small little organization. We've got so much left to be achieved. So many people in need of these kinds of services.
And I've now come to this simple but brilliant discovery that your diagnosis from a doctor or mental health professional does not define you. Scott's living proof of that. I am a better person. My attitude towards humanity, towards life, towards business, towards relationship has been significantly altered for the better because of the benefit I had to get a walk in business and in daily life with Scott Hatley. I'm honored and blessed to know this guy as an associate, as a friend, and honestly as a brother. He's a good man. The world is an incredibly better place because of what Scott Hatley has done. Yeah, his legacy deserves to go on forever. Thank you, Scott.